Guy, ComNet's been known for its products in the security industry and what you guys bring, especially with the ruggedized product lines and getting them in environments where most switches aren't going to be able to be put in. But beyond that, now you guys introduced Port Guardian. Explain what that delivers and why people need to think about implementing that in the future.
Right. Well, cybersecurity and just protection of your industrial network is becoming a very hot topic. But the problem is that often the actual security protocols that you want to use don't show up in a specification. They're dictated by the end user. And the fact of the matter is that integrators aren't going to do it out of the kindness of their heart if they're not getting paid for it. So what would happen is that these very large networks with outdoor switches and outdoor cabinets were not protected because nobody put it in the spec, no one asked the integrator to do it or paid the integrator to do it. So we wanted to come up with a very simple but very, very secure network security protocol. So we came up with Port Guardian. The way Port Guardian works is that number one, it's available on both our Made in USA managed switches and our self-managed switches. But the way it works is that if this switch is deployed in a non-secure environment, so let's say it's in a cabinet on a pole, if you are using, let's say, only 6 of the 8 ports, you can disable physically through the GUI interface or the command line interface, you can disable those ports so they're not usable. But now you have 6 cameras attached on these 6 ports, and a bad person gets into that cabinet and they want to get onto your network. What they're going to do is they're going to unplug a camera to be able to plug in their laptop and try to get on the network. What Port Guardian does is that as soon as you unplug that camera, it shuts off the port electrically. So there's no way to hack around a completely shut off port. Okay? What the switch does in the background, or the self-managed switch, is it sends an SNMP alert message to the head end over whatever uplink you have, whether it's wireless or wired. Okay. And you can also trigger either a fault relay on the switch or a dry contact on the self-managed switch to do something locally. But you've been alerted that there's an attempted breach. Now you can investigate, make sure it's safe, and to re-enable that port, now that you've deemed it safe, you have up to 5 different ways to do it. You can send an SNMP set command back to the switch. You can log into the secure GUI and reset the port. You can log into the command line interface, reset the port. You can reverse the dry contact, or you can power cycle the switch. But all 5 of those options can be turned on or off based on your preferences. Okay. So if this is in a non-secure environment, you might turn off all 4 options, but just leave on the SNMP set command to re-enable the port. So at the end of the day, what you've done is you've created a very, very simple way. It takes about 5 seconds to set up Port Guardian on this switch. Very, very simple. You've created a very simple and easy way to secure your edge ports in really a layer 1 fashion.
Right.
And hopefully we can get our integration partners to drive that message to their customers, because the alternative to secure a network is to use things like port binding, VLANs, ACLs, firewalls, and that gets very complicated quickly.
Sure.
Whereas Port Guardian gives you a very simple way to secure your network, simple way to re-enable after intrusions, and hopefully that's going to secure people's networks forever.
Absolutely, and I think the takeaway is recently, and it's becoming more and more of a conversation, is cybersecurity. Securing these security type devices out in the field and making it that much easier to implement is huge for the customers.
Yep.
So thank you for your time, Guy.
Great, thank you.